Welcome back to JB Reviews. This is a 2023 GMC Sierra 1500 AT4. This one does have the legendary Duramax, and I will say that this is probably one of the most popular off-road half-tons on the market today. But there's just one thing I would like to see from GM on this truck, but we'll go over it in the video. Special shout out to Jerry Seiner, GMC here in South Jordan, Utah. If you are in the market, be sure to give these guys a look up. Let's get into the video. Now normally I show you the window sticker online, but this truck is sold, so it's not going to show up here. But this is the spec, and then here's just a short listing of the standard equipment. Be sure to pause it to see more. But base price is a staggering $64,700. And here's some of the options listed. A few things were taken off. And here's the destination at $1,895 with a total price of $71,475. And then here's some of the fuel economy numbers too. Normally when you see an off-road package, 9 times out of 10 it's just an appearance package. And although you see a lot more appearance than off-road features on this truck, there are some things they do different with the Chevy and GMC. Now up front, as I mentioned, you have this black chrome look, looks great. Red toe hooks down below, and overall the refresh styling on this truck looks great. Love the headlight design. You have a projector beam. In the past they were using reflective, and this does have really cool animations for the headlights. I don't know if you guys will be able to see them, but when you unlock it, you kind of can see that animation there. AT4 badge, and as I mentioned, those red tow hooks, projector style fog lights, full LED up front too, by the way, full LED. Now you might be wondering, are these going to be functional? And you can see right there, they are. And then here's a frontal camera, which would be good for the trails, and it also has a sprayer. Now off to the side, one of my favorite things about the GMC off-road is the tire setup. So this does have the trail runners as opposed to the Duramax. These tires are pretty much on my HD, and they're really quiet compared to the Duramax, and I feel like they wear pretty well too. Now this does have a 2-inch lift, and that's, as I was saying earlier, most off-road trucks do not give you that. Let's hop over to the other side real quick. So there it is. So here's the suspension. You have those Rancho shocks, and again, 2-inch lift. And overall, if I were to bring up another GMC Sierra, whether it be a Denali SLT, doesn't really matter, elevation, you would be able to notice that this truck has a slightly higher ride height. And these running boards have a really nice design to them. Not my favorite, but they have like that off-road look to them. As you guys saw, Duramax turbo diesel. We will pop the hood here in a second. I want to give you a nice view of the truck. It definitely does look lifted too. And I believe is this the standard bed? That looks to be the standard bed, guys. That is the standard bed. Interesting. On the mirrors, you do have lights right there. Camera and puddle lights. And here's that badge. You can see that black chrome finish around it. Door handles are painted. AT4 badge down below. And there's not a lot of chrome, so all you really see are the wheels. They have like a machine look to them, and overall it looks great. I think that getting the off-road package does black out most of this truck, and I like that about it too. And then out back here, they do provide those leaf springs, which is good for towing, and they do have the shock absorbers through Rancho, and then you have the step out back too. I didn't mention, but this does have a 24-gallon fuel tank. And dual exhaust out back too, parking sensors. They do provide the camera inputs for your trailer, 7-pin. And they do provide a light for your conventional hitch, which is a class 4. And multi, I'm gonna mess this up, multi-flex or multi-pro. Multi-pro for GMC. I will remember from here on out, multi-pro. But this does act as a step to get into the bed. Then you have your handle right there. They provide lights, and you do have a power plug, 400 watts, 120 volt. And surprisingly, they do have a bed camera up top. This is considered a loaded AT4 because this has the 20-inch wheels. It does come standard with 18. And then here's that tailgate one more time. A lot of functions to it. I do prefer the standard bed because you can put it up by power, and I do like that a little bit better. Nothing's really different with the taillights for 2022 and up. But yeah, this is definitely the standard bed. In the comment section, I actually like the short bed, but now that I see the standard bed, I like the standard bed. It's definitely gonna be more useful. I think personally that GM is the best half ton in the market today. I know a lot of people are gonna say Ford, a lot of people are gonna say Ram, but GM is the only half ton that's offering a diesel. And not only that, they've made it better for 2023. So while everyone's getting rid of their diesels, they're actually trying to pour into their diesels. Love that. And even though Ford has the hybrid doesn't even come close to fuel economy. I'll put a video at the end of this one testing that. Now, this thing does have, you ready for this? 305 horsepower and 495 pound-feet of torque. Like, that is pretty dang good. Like, that torque is good for obviously towing, hauling, whatever. They are using an aluminum block iron for the cylinder liners, and this does have a Denso fuel pump. So in my opinion, I think that this is a reliable option, and I do personally think that with the 10-speed behind it, you're gonna easily be able to get 30 miles to the gallon, probably close to it at the very least. Some people in the comment section have told me they've been able to get that number on the highway. The only issues I have with this truck are, I mentioned it earlier, 24-gallon fuel tank, and you only can get a 323 rear. Like, I was hoping even for this truck you would be able to get a 342 maybe. But if you get the 6.2, you still get the 323. Now, obviously, that's going to be good for fuel economy, right? But if you're going off-road, having the higher gearing is better, especially if you're doing like rock crawling and things like that. And last thing I want to show you guys, I didn't go over it earlier, but 275/60 is the tire size. It's a 20-inch wheel. And then here are the capacities. 2,679 pounds. And what's nice is you could get the tires on the HDs if you wear these out. And this is at 51 PSI. Now, you guys pretty much saw that the exterior is pretty nice. And as you get inside the truck, you'll see that the interior is just as nice. So, AT4 badge on the door card. Here's some of the controls. You can power fold these mirrors on both sides. Bose sound system. And overall, a lot of soft touch too. Great design. Love the black chrome. It's kind of what you see on the outside. And here's that badge. You do have the removable carpet inserts with these floor mats, seat controls. And this has always been my favorite interior. Power steering column, which is huge for me, especially when you can set it up with your seat memories right there. Electronic parking brake, four-wheel drive system. You do have automatic. And then here's some of your lighting controls. Heads-up display, that is a 15-inch heads-up display. You have a 12.3 and a 13.4. Let's start it all up and see what it looks like. So we won't take too much time. I love what GM has done because you can really customize this screen. So let's kind of go through it real quickly. So if you go to display layout, you can do classic, which is in right now. You can do progressive, great animations, and digital cluster. That's what it's gonna look like. And then you can just do like a clean layout too. I think I personally like the progressive the best. Now it doesn't stop there. They also allow you to change the information that you see on both sides. So left and right, you can either see your drive modes, your compass, time and temp, tire pressure. I mean, there's just so many things that you can see there, or you can put nothing there. Doesn't stop there. Lower gauge, you can do the minimum amount of stuff, or you can do the maximum amount of stuff. I prefer the maximum. So there you go. It looks great. I like this because you get a lot of information. You can see the date and time. In the past, if you were on your Apple CarPlay, you could not see the temperature on the outside. So I like that they give it to you there now. And even if you're in Apple CarPlay, you don't lose the stuff at the top there. So I like that they do that. And there's so many things you can do in this screen here. You have audio, maps. I mean, let's just go to maps really quickly. This has Google Maps. Very clear. And overall, I think that it's probably one of my favorite systems too. And I like that they give you the big screen. If you put it in reverse, you have your cameras. This does have the 360 as you saw. So if you're going off-road, you want to see that frontal, you can do that. You can also see this camera view, and the same thing for the back. And then you can see where the tires are. Again, very helpful for going off-road. You almost don't have to get out of the truck. And then of course, if you're towing a trailer, you have one for your conventional hitch. And as you saw, there was a camera for the bed too. They do provide a line, and you can zoom in. Up top, great stitching. Like the design of how they put the vents, and check out that trim piece too. Really great designing here. They do provide a little storage area up here. They do finish it in Velcro. On the Chevys, they don't. Interesting, but down here is all hard plastic. You do have that high definition rearview mirror, and here's some of your controls up top for the sunroof, the side of the rear glass, LED lights, home link. Same thing goes here. You have LED lights, and they give you like a warm white too. And then down below the screen, that's the start button. Dual climate control. You can turn on your ventilated seats, heated seats. Love that they give the stuff to you outside of the screen here, because you can still control the climate on the screen, but most people prefer this to be down below. I'm gonna turn it on so you guys can see the design of that. But yeah, there it is. And then you have your lane keep assist, parking sensors, auto stop start. You can drop the tailgate from inside, caution lights, traction control, downhill assist, and you can drop all the windows down inside of the truck. That feels so good. Great storage right there. 2 USBs. You have a Type A and Type C. Here's a shifter, trailer brake controller, cup holders, and wireless charging for your phone. Great spot for that. 2 more USBs, and you do have a power plug inside of this area with removable storage. Now let's hop over to this side. You do have a power seat on this side too. Pretty much the same controls. Really great design. Look at this. All finished like in like a vinyl material with stitching. Wow. Really nice stuff. Even around the air vent there. And then out back, seat back pockets, heated outboard seats, 2 more USBs. That's 6 USBs, air vents, more cup holders, even more cup holders. Storage on the seat backs, and below the seat, flat floor surface, and as you guys saw, you can slide that rear glass. And this is not the biggest cab, but it's adequate. So I'm 6'1", unless I've shrunk any, and this seat is not all the way back, but it's pretty much as far as it'll go. And yeah, I feel really comfortable back here. You can sit 3 adults in this rear. And then here are the numbers on the door. So you do have a gross vehicle weight rating of 7,200 pounds. It does go up by 100 pounds because of the diesel. You have a 3,800 pound gross axle in the front and rear. And then here's the gross combined weight rating, which is your truck and trailer at 15,000 pounds. This truck weighs 5,845 pounds on the curb, and it has a 1,355 pound payload capacity. And then here's the tire specs if you want to see that. Now this truck does have a low payload, but you have to keep in mind this truck does have these running boards, sunroof. Sometimes leather seats can take some capacity away from you. This does have the standard bed, so that's another reason why the payload's a little bit low. And even though the GVWR is higher with the diesel, that diesel option is going to be slightly heavier than the other ones. But I hope you guys liked the video. Special shout out to Jerry Seiner here in South Jordan, Utah. Be sure to ask for Matt Tilton. He is one of the salespeople here. He can order your trucks. He does it all the time, so be sure to ask for him if you are in the market. See you guys in the next video. You guys thought I forgot, didn't you? The last thing I would like to see from GM is more drive modes. Ford has like 7 or 8. So they only give you sport, off-road, and normal. So I know that's a small one, but I do like the ones that Ford has. And it'd be cool if they added those for the GMC.